Hey everybody, this is Johnny Vegas from BattleReports.com bringing you another commentary. This is game number 2 of Lalush versus Jinro. This game taking place on Steppes of War. So, a little bit different than the last map, which was Lost Temple. Steppes of War is a much smaller map, and usually it favors the Terrans, so I'm very curious to see what Lalush is going to do here. See if he can adjust to what he saw last game, where Jinro went with a very interesting infantry build, when most Zerg players would expect the Terran to go mech, which is the popular strategy at this time in patch 15. But what Jinro did was go a really interesting mix of Reapers, more Reapers than usual, more than most Terran would make in the early and mid game. Continued to harass Lalush with the Reapers all throughout the mid game, slowing down Lalush's rate of expansion, hurting his economy. What he was really hurting on was gas. And I think that was reflected by the fact that Lalush did not have infestor numbers that he wanted, did not have enough gas for Ultralisks. Well, he could have gone Ultralisks, but would not have had as many as he needed, I think. So, this game on Steppes of War, we're going to see if Lalush can try something different. He goes for... it looks to be about a 13 pool. He's got enough minerals saved up for that fast expansion. He's yet to be put down, but what he does do is a gas steal on Jinro, which will slow down Jinro's tech. And we see, just like last game, Lalush constantly rebuilding that extractor to keep it alive for an extremely long period of time. The trick to this is that when you rebuild the extractor, it starts off with a certain number of hit points, 50. So, just as it's about to be completed, you can cancel it and rebuild it, and it would immediately start with 50 hit points, and the hit point growth rate is faster than the damage that these two Marines can inflict. 3 Marines, however, might be a different story. Lalush does let it finish, though. Meanwhile, with the Marines distracted with the extractor, Zerglings are able to get up that ramp. Not very much threat here, but it does take several SCVs off mining, so it is putting a little bit of a hurt on Jinro's economy here in the early game. Extractor still is alive, 1 SCV cutting away at it with his fusion cutter. Appears they have not changed the name of the SCV weapon from Starcraft 1 to Starcraft 2. Even though they nerfed the poor SCVs, reducing their hit points from 60 to 40, which I did not particularly like. I always thought it was interesting that SCV were differentiated a little bit there with the additional hit points. You could bring them into combat, and they're a little bit sturdier than most workers. So Jinro doing pretty well here with a very small force. 1 queen, not enough to stop this. However, I'm sure he does have some... he has some roaches being produced, which should clean this up pretty well. Offensive bunker being attempted by Jinro. Doesn't look like it's going to be successful. Hellion getting in probably just for some scouting. Not going to be able to kill too many drones with a single Hellion. But he is trying. Oh, he did get one there. Very good. Hellions without the pre-igniter are not very powerful when they're by themselves. But hey, that Hellion did manage to kill 2 or 3 drones. So nice work there by Jinro. Got to scout the hive being morphed in. Saw that there wasn't any other tech buildings to worry about, such as a baneling nest. So this game, Jinro is going for the more standard Terran play, which is the mech build. And that essentially involves getting mass tanks, Thors, and usually some Vikings. So on a map like this, with so many ramps and ledges, it actually is a very effective build. I would say that Lalush probably has more practice against Terran mech than the Terran infantry build that Lalush, that Jinro used last game. We see that Lalush skipped the speed upgrade for his Zerglings in favor of a faster lair. So this is allowing him to tech faster, get units such as Hydralisks, and potentially get Hive faster as well for faster Broodlords or Ultralisks. One Overseer. I actually missed to see if he perhaps he did do something with that energy. May have done a corruption. I'm sorry, not a corruption, but a what are they? Contaminate. Yes, probably did that. In fact, let's go back and see what happened there. There's the Overseer. Cruising in, he's only got 53 energy, okay. Just produced. Alright, just drops a changeling there, no big deal. And let's catch back up. So Lalush taking down these rocks to get the third base at the usual time for Zerg, about the 10-minute mark. He'll probably have that down by about the 11 or 12-minute mark. Pretty typical timing. A lot of Hydras being produced by Lalush here. A lot of tanks. Tanks are spectacular against Hydras, even after the tanks' damage was reduced from 60 to 50. Most people that complained about tank imbalance complained that it was the smart firing that made them imbalanced, and not the simple damage output. Unlike in Brood War, you cannot run a single Zergling ahead of your Zerg army and have it draw the fire of 10 siege tanks. It'll just get shot by one siege tank, with the other 9 siege tanks saving their fire for the other Zerg units. Jinro set up a nice defense here. There's really